Hey, it's your girl KV, back with another review for Love and Marriage Huntsville, y'all. I figured I'd do this one last in the week. I had other plans for my week, but my week has just went awry. And well wishes towards me, y'all. He mean prayers if you're praying, people. It's good prayers. Don't be over here trying to hex a bit. So, y'all, it's going on another freaking break. I said, March? Didn't we just... I like Carlos King, so I don't want to boycott his stuff. But it's getting to the point where you about to make black people straight up boycott your shows, because why on earth do we need a 2-month pause every 4 episodes? Like, you get a month or 2 of episodes and gotta have a 2 to 3 month break. Give us a full season and gone for that seat. Just have a, and then Jesus. Episode starts with Marcel, season 10, episode 16. Respect your yelders. I said not your yelders, but I mean accurate though. So we start off with Marcel and Tisha. They at the house and she is planning her birthday party. It's gonna be 80s themed. The intro of the episode and all like the little slide away scenes, got the little 80s scenes. I thought that was super cute. Nice little touch. And so she's telling, they're talking about the party. She got a little boom box, a little, first cell phone type deal, the big boy. And she don't know the running man. I said, how you don't know the running man, Tisha? I'm younger than you would not know the running man. And so he looking at her like, how you don't know the running man, Tisha? Talking about some age. She was like, I was raised in the 90s. Not that much, girl. You had a good bit in both, okay? I was 89, so I didn't spend no time in the 80s. But I was 80s born, 90s raised. You was like 81? So you had some 80s raising, girl. You had some 80s raising. So she got this little whack rap. She's rhyming party with party. I said, what in the Carisha is going on? What in the Carisha is going on? Marcel come over, spruce it up a bit with a whole lot of mess, calling people out and everything. And they're going to do, pull up, play you the song invitations to the people that they fooling with right now. Her and Destiny are in a weird place because Destiny switched vehicles on the way to the winery. So she don't know how to really feel about it. I said, girl, bye. She still feel like Destiny wasn't loyal. She don't know what her loyalties lie. I said, girl, are you loyal, Tisha? Are you? She said there is no need for people to be rude. I said, Tisha, are you sitting there talking to the mirror on a while? Because you're the one that always goes left first. It's like, Tisha, you're always the antagonizer. You're always just like, like, whoa, what's happening, Jack? Calm down. Tisha get 2 drinks in her system and she is just, stop. At your birthday party, all in the back of the pictures, that's Tisha. Just, girl, relax. Be sweating her hair out and carrying on. She claimed that the Fletchers trying to spread some rumors on her, so she's trying to spread some rumors on them if Neil don't leave her alone. I'm like, Tisha, you know your husband cheating on you and you want to poke fun at another woman for her husband cheating on her, like they won't just spill your tea? He used Fletcher's name as his default. They both... Neil said, I was in Atlanta. You would, okay? And they was there. I was there. You weren't there. Boom. But Marcel even tells her, listen, sometimes when you spill that hot tea, you get some on yourself. Please tell her again. Okay, this coming from your husband. Girl, you better leave them folks alone. They're going to hurt your feelings. Marcel just, you better leave them folks alone. They're going to hurt your feelings. Okay, don't do it. So she said she gonna let her mama talk to Neil because they both like to yell and scream and all that mess. I said, Jesus Christ, here she go getting Wanda to fight her battles again, y'all. We see all the couples getting ready. Nell and Fletch getting their fits ready. They mad that they ain't get the pull-up invite like everybody else on the cast. They just got a pull-up text. Not even a call. Not even a record. They could at least send them the recording of the song. Did they at least send them the recording of the song? Maybe, maybe not. Who else we see? We see Ken and Trisha, y'all. She like, woo, this finna be a mess. If my birthday was a mess, I know this finna be a mess, okay? And he's like, well, you just stay out of it. I'm gonna be right in the middle. I said, Jesus, she ain't lying. She ain't lying. Now, she wasn't in the middle of this, though, but any other time, she'd be finding a way to say something to herself, like, girl, why'd you try to make stuff worse? So it's party time. They got Miss Wonder on the red carpet, y'all. I said, Lord Jesus. First of all, let's talk about this. Why is there a scene of Miss Wanda going live, driving down the street? Why? Why, Ebony? Why? And then the part that really annoyed me about it, not only is she going live, but it's giving the producers wanted you to go live because they have footages on the outside of the car. Like, legit, like production cam legit in the next car going live in the... Is that what we doing on Carlos King, Ring Entertainment? Is that what we doing? That is not safe driving. As somebody who is public health, that is just, no. We don't need to do that no more. Let's not have her going live. I don't care if y'all was the car in front of her. What if she swerved or something? I don't care if she was going 10 miles per hour. What the... that annoyed. What Angel say? What Tia say? You agitate my spirit. That agitated my spirit. How dare they? They need to get a ticket. They need to get a fine for that. So it's party time. Miss Wanda on the red carpet interviewing folks. So this is a high school gym. So I'm like, can they drink in a high school gym? Will they drinking liquor in here? But it looks real cute. Of course, you know, they got the little 80s themes or whatever. Miss Wanda got the red carpet out in front of in the hallway going into the gymnasium. And excuse me, jeez. Bear with me. So, Miss Wanda out there, she asking everybody questions, y'all. As everybody get there, we see Montel with his hairpiece. I was cracking up at that. When Lance comes in, she like, where Destiny? Where Destiny? You got Destiny with you? You see it with Destiny? Nah, me and Destiny not together. I said, dang, Lance is tearing up. Nah, me and Destiny not together no more. We just friends, really. Oh, you finally done that hoe. He was like, whoa. Crazy lady, calm down. Who else she was messing with out there? She was trying to make Kimmy and Maurice talk bad about Martell, but they done already agreed to squash everything, so they steered clear of that. When Will came down, baby, she was about to put that push on him. She was trying to put that thing on. What I call it, the snail trail. She was trying to leave a snail trail from the head to the knee, boy. I said, Wanda, calm down, girl. My goodness. So, on the inside of the party. Now we're on the inside of the party. The people that's there first, they like, oh, where's Destiny? Where's Destiny? Talking to Will. Will was like, I don't know. Maybe she gonna come with Twan or Lance. Who knows? We got a group chat. Let me see who turn it is. Sir, but Destiny, this is what happens when you entertain any old Joe Schmo that comes up to you. For one, she's trying to make it seem like, oh, Huntsville is so smart, Huntsville is so smart. No, girl, you're dating people that know each other. You're at events where you know people and you're dating the person that's at the event. Well, if we're at an intimate event, they know each other. They know each other. So like I say, every episode, there's no way you met Twan at Nell's freaking vow renewal and then Lance hired Twan for you to be your bodyguard. Oh, I didn't know they was God brothers. Every time you interact with this man, you're with Lance and his family. How would you? Why wouldn't you think so? Why wouldn't you think so? And then to date Will, who was also somebody that's right here in the circle. Like I said, I think, and then it was crazy because they was like, all 4 of your men are here because Jalen was there too. All 4 of your men. I think, like I said before, Destiny just started off doing it as something to have on with on camera. I ain't gotta bring my real man on camera. I can just flirt with him and have him on camera. It ain't gotta be that deep. I ain't giving no booty. That's why Lance had a whole baby while he was talking. That was just something to do on camera. She saw Twan and was like, wait a minute. I was just playing with you. That's the one I want. That's the one I want, okay? Yeah, thank you. Thank you for your blessing. Thank you for your blessing, because that's the one that's really must be while I was out here playing with you like that. So everybody's like, oh my gosh, Will saying that was so disgusting. Yes, it was a crass and tasteless thing to say. We got a group chat. Let me see whose turn it is. But was it not valid? Was it not a valid statement? I'm just saying. So they flashed to the party. Everybody dancing, y'all. While Wanda bend over while she doing the butt and just all her stuff out. They had to blur it. She got on this short skirt and it looked like she got some tights on, and she bent over and revealed it, y'all. I said, wait a minute. That had me too weak. So the guys are hysterically disgusted. I would have been too. When you see Destiny get there and they're like, Destiny's man, all 4 of y'all. Come here, she here. She here. So of course, there's Lance, there's Will, there's Twan, and Jalen was there, of course. I said, shit, yeah, 4 guys, and she doesn't just, okay. Not to say she slept with any of them. I think she probably slept with Jalen, though. I don't know. I think it might have been the way Ashley told that story about sleeping with Sharice. Destiny would never tell the story. She would do it, but she would never tell the story. It happens sometimes, sure. So where we at? Not to say that I would do it. Not I. But I mean, there's people out in the world, and people be grown, and these people don't be really friends. They be co-workers. They be co-workers. They be associates. We're in the same social circle. Girl, you ain't my friend. If your ex, they be typing like that. They be on that type of time. So they do rock, paper, scissors. I was like, who gonna get this one tonight? All right, who gonna get this tonight? But Will said, no. I'm just hating for real because I know I ain't really got a chance with Twan in the picture. And Marcel said, yeah, he's a better man. I can appreciate that. I can appreciate Marcel saying that in that moment, because I always wondered, wow, I want to see that whole clip of when the guys were talking and Will was just being so pig-headed, like, you got one night to prove your point. Yeah, you got to show and prove. I want to see like what they said in totality. Like, yeah, laugh, okay. Nah, nigga, you tripping. You better calm down, though. Not too much on my girl, though. I feel like that's the type of time Martell's woo, you stupid. Not too much on my girl, though. And he ran right back to Destiny and was like, yeah, that nigga said this. And he don't play by that's they friends. Probably in the past, they said they knew each other in high school. Probably. So I was like, it cracked me up when Will said, cause I really want a chance with her for real. I said a chance with her to be with her or just to smash. Exactly. And that's why you're to the left. The ladies sit down, and baby, I said, Jesus, here we go. Here we go. So Wanda comes on over. wait. We'll get to that in a second. First, they talking about Destiny and the invites. The people that didn't get a pull-up invite is mad that they didn't get a pull-up invite. And they said that Destiny is always putting herself in the middle. I said all the time. unnecessarily. Just always putting herself in the middle. And it's like, you don't have to like carry the bone. I know that production wants for you to, they expect you to, but you know, you could do it in a way that's not so messy. Some stuff I'm gonna let you say when we in person, when we all together. I ain't gonna run and tell you that. I'm gonna just be like, yeah, girl. So the other day when we was talking about her and we was just like, yeah, da da da. That'll be me if I was on reality TV. I'm not gonna be at the crib like, girl, and let me tell you what she said. She said this, putting all this extra sauce on it that don't really need to be. I'm gonna just be like, remember when you said this to her? You know, you ain't talk about it yet. I was just wondering if we was gonna talk about it. That'd be me if I was on reality TV type deal. I ain't finna put all that extra sauce on it. I ain't the one that's finna go debate the topic. I'm gonna let y'all do it, okay? Dish y'all business. So Wanda comes over there, and of course she is beefing with Nell, cause like Tisha said, she gonna bring her mama to yell at Nell because they like to yell. Might as well yell at each other. Wanda, you know, come over there. They trying to, somehow the conversation start off, yeah, we sitting here, yeah, this happened, da, da, da. So why y'all beefing in this? Oh, because he said that. Y'all beefing over what the men said to each other? See, that's the problem with you women. Y'all be doing some dumb shit. Destiny said, are you not a woman too? Are you not a woman too? They asked her, well, she said, if your husband did say that, well, then he do need to be checked. Your damn daughter did check him. Don't say my damn daughter. Why I gotta be my damn daughter? Don't you curse about my damn daughter. Child, I was weak. They both yelling and cussing because that's what they do. Well, don't cuss at my damn daughter. Well, I was cussing, I was mad. Goddamn, hey, what up? I said, Lord Jesus. Then somehow, I think Wanda said something along the lines of, she has to protect her because that's her daughter type deal. And Nell was like, well, my mama down here, goddamn it, this, that, and the third. And Wanda said, well, my mama dad too, but you don't see me acting like that. And then she tells her, you must have some issues with your mama when she passed away that you didn't clear up. Tisha and Destiny jumped up like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Pineapples, bitch. Too far, because what was that? And I'm like, Tisha probably got hit by that stray because it's not her mama but her cousin. She has things that she did not clear up with her cousin before her cousin passed away. So Tisha probably felt the way like catching strays and stuff because Wanda going too far. I was just like, Jesus, I would want to be doing too much, okay? Want to be doing too much. Just disrespectful as fuck, okay? I be side-eyeing y'all that love Wanda and all of her antics because that last time when she did that interview or whatever, posted online about the kids' hair, talking about Melody kids' hair ain't as good as Tisha kids' hair. And just ain't nobody got time for it. And that's why she was off the show until Mel left, and then Mel left and they let Wanda come back and they say Coleslaw's name. I said, Jesus Christ, they running amok in the Not So Palace, okay? Truly side-eye. Everything goes on. So Destiny is like, if the men can get along and they not fighting and they the ones that's involved in the situation, shouldn't y'all just get over it? Nell ends up apologizing to Tisha, and she's just like, okay. No apologizing back. Lastly, y'all. Lastly, and the real, I need a drink for this. Because this Maurice and Kimmy situation, it made my eyebrows go to the back of my scalp a few times because I was like, what are we hearing? What are you telling me right now? No comprende. Come again, my friend. Yo no sé what j'ai fait. Can y'all hear that? My baby, washing my hands for my snack. Washing my hands. A snack? Girl, it is dinner time. I'm talking about a snack. Kimmy and Reese on a date. Date day. Aren't you glad? Aren't you glad they were on date day, babe? Aren't you glad they were on date day? Yeah, you know. How are you liking therapy? How are you liking therapy? How are things going? Yeah, I feel like, I'm really learning about myself more in this therapy. They talk about the marriage menders. They talk about the marriage menders. Reese says that they have completely different answers, and Kimmy is like, that's not quite how it happened. They actually had the same ideas and were on the same side. They just approached it differently. Like, you could see in them that they were giddy. Like, who did you hear that? Let's go type deal. Like, they agreed. They just approached it differently. She says that they said that everybody but him agrees that sex 3 times a day is not normal. Everybody but him. He says that the man didn't necessarily say that it wasn't normal, but he did call it hypersexual, and he did say that it was soothing him. Like, why are you self-soothing? You're just self-soothing in the moment. What's the real issue? He never said that it wasn't normal. And Reese he's a lawyer. He's a lawyer, so he is trying to lawyer his way out of this. I was like, Jesus Christ. Okay. He's skating around it like he think the guy had his back, and the guy agreed that he should be having sex 3 times a day. I said, he is lawyering you. He's lawyering you, Kimmy. He's lawyering you, and you need to fight back. You need to fight back. He said, well, if you thought it was okay, then the therapist wouldn't have anything to say about it. His influence would be anything. Well, yeah. If I was on the same wavelength with you, we wouldn't be here in the first place. Like, that's the whole point. I don't think it's normal. So we're here. Okay. He says that they are not equally yoked when it comes to sex. Then he flips it on her like, well, we used to do it 3 times a day. She was like, but it wasn't every day though. And then she said they would only see each other once a week. I was confusion because I do recall. Okay, we ain't gonna go there. But she said it once a week, and it was confusing to me. I was like, was it just because you work so much? Kimmy was a nurse. So maybe, them nurses be working. So maybe she didn't have but one day a week to be over here seeing him. And that's why she was like, let me get it 3 times because I probably ain't going to see you for another 5 to 8 days. You know what I mean? Type deal. So, boop, 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 boop. She said also the main thing is when it didn't happen, you weren't fazed. And now you get mad if you don't get sex 3 times a day. That's what she said. He gets mad. And she said, well, we were only seeing, that's what she said, we were only seeing each other once a week. I said, we have to unpack that a little more. It's probably because she was a nurse, though. He's like, he remembers it differently. She's like, yeah, you remember it differently on purpose because you like to make me the villain. I said, ooh. Kimmy, that was when Kimmy dusted it off. She stood up for a second. You know what I mean? She got ready. She, you know what I mean? I said, okay, Kimmy, fight back a little bit. Why don't you? Because that's exactly what he does. Like, he weaponized his need for sex while this woman was going to a wife has to. I know you lying, child. I know you lying. She says that, and this is where Kimmy loses me. I said, Kimmy, this sounded real birdish. She sounded real birdish to pick one quality off a man and be like, that's worth marrying type deal. She says that she was turned on by watching him work for hours, and they would end up doing it at the investment properties. Say what? Y'all would just talk for hours, and you saying it's the fact that you gonna say this on camera? You saying this on camera? Have you? I guess he done stripped you of all of your shame with the way he treats you, so you don't have any shame when it comes to this marriage. So I was just disturbed. Like, I'm not the the most prudish type of girl, so the fact that it disturbed me for her to just say it like that, I was like, huh? Did you just? It's one thing to do something to tell your girlfriends, but it's nothing to tell the whole world. You feel me? The whole world? The whole world, Craig. I said, Jesus. Okay. He said, well, that's not the terms. Wait. I skipped ahead. I'm so disturbed. You see how disturbed I am? I just skipped the whole section, y'all. Jesus. He remembered different investment properties. She goes on and says that now he is in his soft hand era. You call him a bitch. You just called him a bitch. Soft hand era. Ooh. Come on, Ari Lennox. In his soft hand era. He in soft hand era. You expect me to turn myself on? I said, he don't even eat it? Kimmy, this man don't even eat it? Like, what you mean? What? She said she don't get turned on by him just being pretty. I said, oh. So he's doing nothing to stimulate you. My goodness. He said, well, that wasn't the terms of our relationship. I always wanted to be a soft hand man. I went to law school. You feel me? I want to keep building. She like, yeah, well, I don't like lawyer you. I like building you. Okay? Building you is strong. Lawyer you is fat and sloppy. Okay? I can't even see it no more, babe. The soft voice left. You know what I mean? Like, she was over it at this point. You know what I mean? I said, Jesus. But although she was sounding birdish, she did let clarify it for him more. It wasn't just you building, it's the fact that I would be with you while you were building and we would talk for hours. I said, okay, give us a little context. Thank you for fleshing that out a bit. It doesn't sound as birdish. Like, you know what I mean? You weren't just up there like, you was like getting into deep conversations, eating up all the lies he was telling you. Eating up. He sold the dream. You bought it. Okay? So, she said, you just want me for sex. Like, you just feel like 3 times a day is the standard, just regardless. You don't desire me and intimacy. You just gotta come, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Let me go do something else. You know what I mean? She says, if that's the case, you can have sex anywhere. You can get fat from anywhere. And he's looking at her like, yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Yeah, that's, yeah. Basically, yeah. And she's just, still going on about the things. And he's like, so why did you marry me then? And she's like, because you were building. And then he basically starts hinting at divorce, but doesn't fully say it. Production's trying to get him to say it. She's trying to get him to say it. But he's like, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to speak that over our marriage. You know what I mean? But you can tell that he's like, so why don't we divorce then? Kimmy, this man is timidly begging you for a divorce. I get it. Say it and make it plain. But something like that, baby. You ain't gotta ask me half the time. You hinted wanting some type of divorce or something, and it's like, oh, that's what we on. So you can leave then. Do you want me? Where are your suitcases? Do you want me to grab them for you? If you don't want to be here, you don't have to be here. It's fine. You feel me? So yeah, that was crazy. She was just like, well, say it. Say it. No, well, what do you want to say? Hey, Maurice, what do you want to? Hey, are you gonna say it, Maurice? What do you want to say, Maurice? I said, baby, no. I get you, but girl. And here's my little mini rant on it. Kimmy, I feel like you misread a lot at your big age of late 30s, early 40s, whenever it was that you got with Maurice. You misread a lot. You took him having you there while he was building as quality time. And it could be read as quality time, but for him, you were just there. You had a purpose because y'all was smashing. He didn't value that time like you valued that time. And if he did value that time, clearly he only valued the sex part of that time. So that was a big misread. It was convenient for him. Now that he doesn't have that avenue, he is not now carving out space to be with you. So now that he's not building, he is not able to spend what she took as quality time. Because she misread that. And that's why I'm like, intentionality. I'm not pleased in getting and giving you points for things that are convenient. You feel me? You don't get points for conveniency. Be intentional about how you're spending time, how you're showing your appreciation. Don't just be, oh, yeah. And that's what she mistook. He was just being convenient. He was working, so he was in one spot. You could come by and just talk while he building and doing stuff. He could just talk. But now he don't care about that time that you do. Okay? Part of me feels like, Kimmy, you're saying that you didn't know that much sex was expected. And sure, I don't know the conversations that y'all had in y'all's marriage. But once this show came into fruition and this man sat up on TV and told all of us, I don't remember if it was on a Carlos King Live or on the actual show or where he said this, but I know that it was footages out of his mouth, him saying he has slept with 6 women in one day. If you are capable of that, I want no parts of you. I'm not saying that I would have divorced him immediately. I'm just saying he would have had a half a more point. He would have been at that 99.5. And then he could stop taking out the trash. And that would be the 0.5 to make me divorce him. You feel me? You had sex with 6 women in one day. And Kimmy, you found out this information and continue to be with this person. I'm sorry, I truly don't know if I could have continued to be with a man who did something like that. Because if that's in you, I could never satisfy you. There is nothing you can get from me if you are capable of sleeping with 6 women in one day. Reese is like I said, if you don't like all this, why did you marry me? And Kimmy, I'm looking at you too. Why did you marry him? You brought this foolery to your doorstep. She stood up for herself a bit in this episode. She did. Because she usually just takes it lying down. Literally. But she stood up for herself a little more in this episode. But he lawyered her and was like, girl, you knew this from jump, so why you marry me? And it is a pregunta on the piso. Shout out to Dustin, y'all. So that is the end of this one. I guess we won't be back for this show until March. Another at least 6 weeks, about 6 weeks, because it's Jan 15. And if you would just be watching this review, subscribe, like, comment, share, all the things. But also, I am reviewing Real Housewives of Potomac, my favorite, Married to Millicent. And I just picked up Traitors. Hope that gets some traction. And something's coming up, because Potomac is near its end. I feel like Potomac might be done in a month, because then they do the reunion already, and they be doing 3 parts, so maybe not quite a month. We'll see. We'll see how many episodes Potomac got. Yeah, y'all, something coming up. I remember later. And I need to get into some books. I'll probably do a book review, my 2025 book review tomorrow. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all of the things. See y'all later.